Hello and welcome, PocketWatch here, and it's about time for another episode of Rewrite. Let's continue the story. Last episode we had Lucia that broke out basically, and yeah, she's not at school today, and yeah, she had like what I assume like recollection of her past or something. Like Chizuru is not there to like, you know, compress her memory basically anymore or something, and she regained like her past or something, like she reawakened her like power or something. But yeah, anyway, weird stuff happened. Still not know what exactly is real or what not, because like, you know, like one thing that like she's like regaining her powers or something, this is actually very valid theory, I think. But it still does not explain why like stuff is happening to everyone around, you know, like that knows about this ASAHI Haruka. So that's a weird part. I don't know if this can be explained, or maybe this is, I don't know. We'll see. I don't have explanations for that stuff. Maybe these are actually just like random weird ass accidents. But anyway, class rep calling in sick today. Even you are at me right now. Even you, Chihaya. Even you. I wouldn't do that. Chihaya seems to pick up that I'm in a bad mood from my court reply. She let up on teasing and just shrugs her shoulders. Class rep is absent today. It hasn't stopped raining since last night. Sometimes the wind gets really strong, then sudden switches to a gentle breeze. The sudden changes are pretty typical for autumn weather. Whenever the weather changes, some people get sick. Maybe the same goes for class rep. At least that's what I normally think. That's all it could be, right? Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of deaf right now. Also, if like Lucia is like regaining her power or something from the past, then like we can fix this by getting Chizuru to her, right? I mean, Chizuru is going to meet with her sooner or later, like they're like best friends basically. So I guess like we can just erase her memory again or something. Also, yeah, this is weird that like Chizuru like managed to like erase her memory of like okay, she just erased her memory of the name, I guess. Because I'm like still like wondering like why would she not erase her memory of her ability basically? That would give her like peace of mind, right? So why not erase that too? Unless she really cannot control this ability. So she deleted just her memory of her name, but not ability. So she's like aware of it, that she can actually kill someone with her touch. Just in case, you know? Maybe that's what's happening there. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, thanks. Yoshi's voice pulls me back to reality. I stop staring at class rep empty seat and look over to Yoshino. He hands me a booklet, crudely wrapped together. It's a material I need to figure out the details of the newspaper club member that went to class for one reunion years ago. Okay. All the phone calls yesterday, I was able to commit one particular guy named to the memory. Just figuring it out was a massive pain in the butt. No mention, it's the name of someone from 4 years ago. Ties to a memory they'd rather forget. I'm not too confident that they actually got the name right. To be sure, I phoned Yoshin again and asked if you could look for anything I could cross-check the newspaper club member's name with. Thanks, man. I'm surprised you had a copy of this. Isn't this from the middle school? Yeah, okay. Even though he's whining to me about it, he still took the time to take my call and go through his stuff in the closet. As scared as he is, Asahi Haruka curse, his help is truly indispensable. Oh, I see. It's a compilation of the newspaper scrap columns. Man, this stuff is so edgy that you could get a paper cut. Why do we all get so wrapped up in the meaning of life, or how terrible society is when we are around this age? Right you are. Guess I would check the back. That should have the list of all the members on it. There's an afterword about the booklet in the end with the list of the members. Bingo! The name I got from those phone calls is right here. Seems like he was a third year. Baraki. Okay. There we go. Baraki Kunihiko. This is him. Okay. If he was a third year, when you, me were first years, then who's that? Then he's 2 years older than us, right? If we're at least the same year, then I could have checked where he's from in Yoshino's yearbook or something. But if he's our senior, then the chances of Yoshino having something for us to pinpoint his address with are close to nil. But this guy went to your reunion. Okay. And then? The guy got hurt pretty bad because of the curse. Or so the story goes. How exactly did he get hurt? Yeah, like exactly what happened. This is interesting that legend says that everyone else dies, right? And just one guy got just hurt. Very interesting. Billboard fell. Oh, okay. Well, that sucked. A billboard. Yeah, or like weird stuff is happening when someone is like trying to get to Asahi Haruka actually. Like there's like broken mirrors and stuff. Like why is this happening? Like there's no explanations for this. I have pretty solid theory about Asahi Haruka identity. With like everyone dying and stuff and everything, but I have no explanation for like why the fuck like weird stuff is happening to other people. Like, come on, like all of like the class was like in their houses, and during one night like light bulb starts like exploding. What the fuck? Like why? If he died, that would have ended up in the ghost story, that's for sure. I do feel sorry that he ended up hurt, but without this newspaper guy, I'd really be left with no other leads. So, how serious was he about this? I mean, how did you connect even billboards to being hurt by the curse? I guess just because he was researching the curse. Never mind. Yeah, just a just legend in school, I guess. And if it comes to that, I will just have to gracefully give up. Well, it will suck if I have to give up. It's like I'd be losing a fight, but I'm causing so much trouble for so many people just to satisfy my curiosity. Wait, no. Once I admit that this is happening because of the investigation, then that means I'm saying this is all because of Asahi Haruka curse. Besides, this is all I've got left. If this doesn't turn up anything, then I've really got nothing else to work with. Baraki Kunihiko, for the right, this is the column he wrote. There isn't a single line break here. This is just a solid block of text. Jesus. I haven't even started reading it. It literally looks imposing. Oh my god. Without even having to read a single word of his actual writing, title alone is already telling me all of his inclinations. Okay. What's the title? The column that he wrote is titled The Border Between Ghost Stories and Urban Legends. Okay. Just skimming through this, I can already see that he has a pretty strong interest in the occult. Well, that makes sense now. He is the kind of guy who would jump to any chance to interview people after hearing about the story of ASAHI Haruka. Can we find maybe this guy in like old research, like occult research club? Because this club belonged to like other people before, right? There were like other members. Maybe he was a member. We can like maybe find his address or something with Akane in the occult research club. I think like that's solid idea. If he was like interested in occult, then there's high chance that he was in the club as well. This is pretty hardcore. It's kind of like you could read in hospital waiting room or something. I suppose I wonder if he wrote his contact info anywhere here. Oh, yet another bingo. There's an editorial note at the end. If you know any interesting ghost stories or urban legends, do let me know. The guy even went out of his way to provide his phone number. Oh, okay. What the heck? This guy wrote his actual phone number? Seriously? Yeah, that sounds kinda dangerous. Oh my god. Oh, sorry. Why is it that when we are this age, around elementary or middle school, that we don't even hesitate to give away our personal info? Well, thanks to that I can actually get in touch with him. Maki Kunihiko, this is the guy who interviewed people about Asahi Haruka. Guess I will find out if this is really him with his phone number. When lunch breaks come, I will call the number just to see if it's actually legit. I mean, he may change his phone number like, you know, many years ago, because probably people were like spamming him at this point, and he got tired of this. I would assume so. Why Kotaro is saying this? Hello, I'm Baraki Kunihiko, former classmate, huh? Yes, huh? Why you say this phone number? So we are phone calling someone random, like some other classmate actually? Never mind. What the fuck? Ah, Kunihiko got the job. Just that short exchange is enough to tell me that Baraki Kunihiko didn't die from curse. At the very least, I've confirmed that he's well enough to be working. Yes, it's been a while since the last time I came back, so I want to catch up with him. That was doors by the station? Yes, I'm familiar. His mom outright tells me where he works. Oh, okay. Just called his mom. I mean, his phone number, and she just actually answered. Okay. And Baraki's former classmate, yeah, okay. It's a cafe in the shopping district in front of the station. I misread the sentence here. That's why I was confused. Not confused anymore, so yeah. Name isn't ring. Oh. Name isn't ringing any bells, but having someone tell me its general location will help me to pinpoint where it is. I don't feel very good recently, or at least like today. I don't know if I can like finish reading actually this episode today. We'll see. It's by the station, so it's not that far. I can just pass by on my own way home. His mom is a talkative type, so if we keep up the conversation, she might figure out that it's all cover story. I should just bid my farewells and hang up. This guy is the last lead I've got. If I still can make any progress on this, well, I'll have to stop digging it out and give up on investigation. Really though, I wonder what's up with class rep today. Yesterday call history still has a class rep number displayed on it. Did she really just catch a cold? Nah, you heard how like through phone how scared she was. You can just safely assume she didn't want to go to school because of the curse and she's scared because you want to keep going. You don't have to know like what happened to her, but just like imagine. If that's all it is, then it's fine. I try calling her phone, but I get a message saying that the other person isn't available. She just shut herself in the room and not answering any phone calls, I guess. Because of what happens, like, she can like kill stuff with her hands, right? Seemingly instantly, because these flowers just died, right? In her room. The rain stops momentarily during lunch, but it returns just as the sun sets. Thanks to the rain, the shopping district looks desolate, nearly devoid of people. Wait, this place... Isn't this the one that has the giant perfect? Oh. Okay, yeah. What do you know? Baki Kunihiko... Baki. Baraki Kunihiko, the guy who did the ghost story interviews, work in this giant parfait cafe? I never imagined I would be setting foot in this place once again. Okay, is it the owner or it's someone else? The inside of the store is pretty gloomy, thanks to the bad weather outside, no doubt. There are names on the store wall of fame, not only of those who finished the giant parfait, but also the super spicy parfait. The names Konohana Lucy and Otori Chihaya are boldly displayed on the wall. Although there are numerous others who've been recorded for finishing the giant parfait, there is but one pair of names for the super spicy parfait. Well, rather fascination with the spicy food is kind of a special case, yeah. Like, she's insane with spices. Like, why? Just, like... Just why? The whole debacle of having Classrap and Chihaya reconcile in this place, and then following up with a super spicy parfait, it all feels like so long. Hi, I'm not here for any parfaits or anything. Is there anyone here named Baraki? Oh, okay. So this guy who looks like some kind of the absent-minded punk is our Baraki Kunihiko, huh? Well, he definitely looks like a punk, but he also seems aloof. He doesn't seem to be terrified or anything, at least. Well, because he's probably not thinking about this stuff for a long time right now, and you are just about to break him out of his shell. So he's going to get paranoid very fast, I would say. It doesn't look like he had the unfortunate experience of having glass shattered around him in the last few days. Oh, good point! So, why he was not affected? Everyone else? Actually, everyone from the class was affected. He was not from the class, so... Whatever is happening to people, like, in the class, is not affecting people outside? I mean, nothing broke for Kotaro himself too, right? Outside of the phone, actually. But like, no mirrors, no glasses broke, actually. The only time when glass broke was like when he was with Lucia in the school, so... Yeah, when like there's someone from this class, the glass breaks. For whatever reasons. So he's safe, basically. From this, at least. Sorry, but I wanted to ask you about something from 4 years ago. Okay. Baraki's expression immediately clouds over. Yeah, I knew that he's going to be terrified instantly, like he already forgot about this whole thing. Looks like the memories are still vivid, enough for him to remember instantly. After some persistence, I finally managed to coax something out of his tightly shut lips. We're the same. Nice. He takes his apron off and sits with me on the booth seat, finally ready to talk. Baraki joined the Black Spice Company and caused all the sort of trouble for the school cafeteria, but before that, he was just a plain old member of the newspaper club back in the middle school. Okay. Oh, sorry. I continue asking him questions as I take notes. Right, so you heard the rumors about Asahi Haruka.
トイレの花子さんみたいなすでに有名な階段じゃなくて生まれたばかりの珍しい階段を探してたんすよね。
Okay.
そしたらある日後輩が呪われた少女朝日はるかの話は知ってますかって。
I guess some weird, some merit to writing his number on that booklet from the cultural festival after all. So he became interested in that story about the cursed girl Asahi Haruka after hearing about it from someone else.
しかしお客さん、なんでその
The same reason as you. I got curious.
やめた方がいい。悪いことは言わないっす。
Okay. Well, you're way less scared than the other guys. I mean, you're like 2 years older. So, yeah, I guess you can deal with shit. There's no hesitation in his reply. Though he has a rough manner of speaking, there isn't even an iota of jest in his expression. I heard that you got hurt really bad, and that caused you to stop asking around.
まあね、でっかい看板が落ちてきて、まあ当たりどころが良かった。
Huge billboard. Good thing you made it though.
軒に落ちたのが倒れかかってきた感じだったから。
Okay. Like, by itself?
もしあれがダイレクトに直撃してたら、確実に死んでたっすよ。
I see, so it being a serious injury was a slight exaggeration. Still, he seems rather agitated while we're talking about it. It was pretty traumatic even for him, I'm sure. Yeah, like he almost died basically. I'm not sure what led to it happening, but do you believe that it's the work of the curse, Asahi Haruka? Baraki chews on his words. He starts to say something and stops himself repeatedly. Perhaps he feels embarrassed to admit that he's afraid of some curse, but maybe this particular incident is different. The thing with the billboard might be a really shocking experience, but maybe it was just a coincidence?
看板だけならね。
Oh, more stuff happened to you. Oh, okay, that's new. So it also happened to you. The glass?
あんたは何を調べてるんですか？
I want to find out the true identity of the cursed girl, Asahi Haruka.
あんたもオカルトマニア？
Yeah. Well, I suppose so. I'm actually part of the Occult Research Society.
ならなおのことやめた方がいい。
Okay. Not very helpful. Well, that strange jump in logic. I ought to stop if I'm not good with supernatural. It's that how it normally go. But to tell me to stop precisely because I'm obsessed with the supernatural. What does he mean by that? Yeah, this is weird.
オカルトマニアって結局のところオカルトを信じてない人間のことだったんですよね。
Huh. So that was the case for you, I guess? Well, the thing is, we're obsessed with supernatural because we know we are supernatural. Yeah. And we have a bet with Akane, which we won pretty much 1, 2, 3 times now, and we still did not get our reward. Okay? I read your column from the middle school. Weren't you also obsessed with the supernatural?
オカルトマニアってのはね、物騒で薄気味悪い怪談や都市伝説が大好きです。でもそれは絶対に存在するわけがないというセーフティーがあるから楽しめてるわけっすよ。こんなことがあったら嫌だね、怖いね、呪いだね、たたりだねっていうスリル、そういうのが楽しみたいだけなんすよ。
This deal with Asahi Haruka doesn't have that safety net. That's why it's dangerous. But that's exactly why I have to get to the bottom of this. We're not just playing pretend as the Occult Research Society. Could you just please tell me anything at all that you know about Asahi Haruka? And what happened to Kishida Ryugo 7 years ago? What happened at the class reunion with class for 1 4 years ago? Baraki crosses his arms and groans in thought. He probably feels the same as Yoshino. He's ashamed of being terrified, despite that his trauma is still fresh in his mind.
Baraki! 極からかいで辛さの地獄を巡った男が何をめめしい
Wow. Okay. Props to the manager. So he's like listening to us actually?
兄貴
面白そうな話じ
Oh!
ゃねえか。俺も
It's his brother!
サクサク
Wait, it's his older brother. He just
兄貴
called him Aniki. So manager is his older brother. Why you I mean, I guess like boss makes sense as the translation, but sure, why not? Why not? But
兄貴
he just called him Aniki. It's not how you call your boss. Okay, something interesting. Let me know too. Come on, okay. Seems like boss of the place was listening to us because I wasn't making any progress. He threw me a lifeline. We're pushing the bike from his senior Baraki finally speaks up.
後輩から朝日はるかの階段を教えてもらった俺は新しい階段を自分の手で発表したくて
Yeah?
調査しようと決
So
めたんで
pretty
す
much like we. Soon he found out that the story came from the class 4-1 of the 7th elementary. The story so far is exactly the same as what I've got it. At around the same time, he also found out that the members of 4-1 were holding a get-together.
ああ七章は卒業の1年後に再会してクラス会をやる伝統があるんださ。各言う私も七章ですわ。
Oh,
懐かしいな。
okay. The boss said that they got together in the classroom on a Sunday and celebrated with juice and snack and such. But then Baraki basically crashed the party. From what Yoshino told me up until today, none of them avoided talking about ASAHI HARUKA or Kishida Ryugo. They were taboo topics or anything like that. They weren't taboo topics or anything like that are today. But after that day, everything
あの日
changed.
も今日みたいにしっかり雨の降ってる日だったっす。持って行ったのは取材用の筆記用具とノートとボイスレコーダーでした。
The way Baraki saw it, they could talk about the ghost story, about things that didn't or didn't happen. Maybe it could make for an interesting topic at the party. That's what he thought at least. When he went into the classroom, the party was already well underway. Hey guys, I'm from the newspaper clip. I'm looking into the story of Asahi Haruka. Is there anyone who doesn't mind talking about it? After he told them that, they were more than happy to share, okay? However, there were guys who didn't want anything to do with it as
朝
well.
日はるかの階段ってのはトドのつまり岸田龍吾の死に様についてを勝手に装飾した話っすからね。
Yeah, makes sense.
死んだクラスメイトのことをとやかく言いたくないやつは
That matches up with with what Yoshino said too. I wonder, like, if my theory about like Lucia being Asahi actually true, and Ryuga died, right? So I wonder if like maybe before like Lucia realized that she can kill people with her hands, basically, or skin. I don't know, like to what extent her ability like is like killing stuff. But maybe before she realized like what is happening, maybe she was like dating this guy or something, and then they just like hold hands and he just died. That would be fucking terrifying. That matches up with with what Yoshino said too. So what kind of story did they tell you?
まず死んだ岸田龍吾について
Oh, we'll get to know actually how he died, okay.
転校してきてほんの 1,2 週間くらいでもう来なくなりその後に病死したという話でした。
Okay. I mean, sounds fairly normal. I guess, like, died out of sickness at some point. Because we saw, like, Lucia can, like, kill basically instantly. I had a theory before that it might be delayed and it can be... actually, yeah, never mind. Yeah, it doesn't sound like Lucia. Because Lucia can kill instantly, and if my Fury... And I had Fury before, that the only person who can touch her is Shizuru, because her power to, like, heal, basically, can out-heal whatever Lucia is doing. And at some point I also thought, like, it may be, like, something that it have a delay to this, but it's way too instant. Or maybe, like, actually the bigger the target, the longer it takes for it to die. Wait, that would make sense. Like, flowers are just, like, small, simple things, and they just die instantly. Then we had, like, this, like, goldfish and the rabbit, I think, in school, that died, like, next day or something. So the bigger the thing, the longer it takes to kill it. So it does have some kind of delay to this. Sickness. Like a disease or something? That's why, like, Shizuru can, like, make basically the antidote for this within her body. And the bigger target, it makes sense also that would die slower, because if this is, like, disease based, then, like, it needs time to spread, basically. And the bigger the target, the longer it takes for it to spread. Okay, I think that makes sense. So she might have, like, actually, you know, having you know, bad time with, like, goldfish and rabbit and stuff, and she's been sad, and then this Ryugo guy was, like, friendly and got to her and was like, yeah, it's fine, like, you are not cursed, like, it's just accident and stuff, and he started dating her, and they were, like going together, and then suddenly he just stopped coming to school because he felt so bad, and then he died because whatever Lucia did, like, caught up to him, basically, in the span of 2 weeks. I think that makes sense, like, theory-wise, right? It works, right? In the if we assume that ASAHI Haruka is Lucia. Anyway, let's continue. Having classmates go like that must be quite a shock, especially for the elementary school kids. It also makes sense that it will be the basis for some kind of ghost story. Weird bruises. Okay. So no one even knew what kind of disease this is. Okay. Were there any classmates that actually saw those? Well, I call bullshit then. So none of them can confirm, like, what kind of sickness that was, how he looked and stuff. So probably true that he died out of sickness, but, like, what are the symptoms? Like, no one probably knows. Not even Lucia, huh? Maybe Lucia at some point realized that he's going to die or something and just started avoiding him.
それで勝手に奇病で死んだとか言われちゃかなわねえな。階段なんてそんなもんさ。
Kishida Ryugo, their classmate who died from sickness, was turned into some ghost story where he died thanks to the curse, all for their entertainment. I feel bad for him, but sometimes these things just happen. So then, when Kishida Ryugo was still in school, what about the story of ASAHI Haruka?
転校生っていや、どこから来たのか、何をしてたのか質問攻め。そしたら岸田は孤児院の出身で、そこで朝日遥という不気味な少女。
Oh, okay, interesting. So, oh wait, so they were like ASAHI Haruka was not with them in the class? Wait, I assumed she was. I was wrong? Wait, can you, like, clear my confusion in the comments? Did I like misremember, like misinterpret something? I felt like she was like, Asahi Haruka was like in this class. She was transferred too. She was not? Just Ryugo being there? And like, name of Asahi Haruka just got famous because this guy died? She was never there actually? And he spread like rumors about her or something? That in the orphanage... Okay, oh wait, was Lucia... Wait, so... Lucia... Or... Okay, I will just say Lucia because, like... I think like this is pretty safe bet. Lucia and Ryugo been like together in the orphanage. So he saw her like... You know, basically killing plants, animals and stuff, right? Or... What they assumed is the curse, right? And then he transferred to the school and talked all about this, teached everyone about this legend, or of this curse, about Asahi Haruka. So she was never with them in classroom, actually. They never saw... So they never saw Asahi Haruka, really. So it's not even, like, necessary for guardians to, like, erase Asahi Haruka from class 4-1 memory as the name. That's why it didn't make sense to me before. Why would they not like erase like her existence from their memory like totally? If they know how she looks. They don't know how she looks. Because they never saw her actually. It was just all the legend and he just died. Okay, I think that's something along these lines. And then... I'm thinking sorry, I'm talking way too much, but this really... You know, this is one road that have actually like some kind of like weird shit, like mystery to it. This is Rikishi, okay? We are talking about this. We are making theories. I still have no idea what to do with the breaking glass, basically, to everyone who's like from the class 4-1. Like, what's the deal with this? So you mean to say that Kishida Ryugo was the one who mentioned the name Asahi Haruka?
そうっす。それも口で朝日はるかと聞かされただけだから、どういう感じで書く名前なのかもわからないんす。
Okay. You mean to say that no one actually checked whenever she really existed or not?
なんだ、ずいぶんうさんくせえ話だな。
Yeah, like from all we know, like this guy could just like from like 4-1 class perspective, like this guy could just die from like some sickness and that's it. Like no one even know if she exists. Like he was just talking about some stuff. But I guess they were like just the kids, so they all believed that. The store owner chuckles dismievedly and sighs. Anyway, whether Asahi Haruka actually exists or not might not be important, at least in the scope of this ghost story anyway. If you try to reveal Asahi Haruka identity, you will get cursed. As long as that provision is in effect, whenever Asahi Haruka truly exists or not is of no consequence. Still, all the more reason to be suspicious. If you try look into whenever this mystery girl even exists, strange phenomenal incidents will happen to you, one after another. Sorry, got interrupted. There's a certain line connecting the mere ghost story and something more than that here.
まあ、内心俺もうさんくさい話だなとは思ってたっす。でも、そのうさんくさいところもまた都市伝説の醍醐味みたいなもんでして。
So what happened? Baraki casts his head down for a
取
moment.
材は好調だったんす。
Okay.
いろいろなことが聞けたはずでした。
Well, give me the info. Yes, we got zero info out of them. He planned on compiling it into an article and revealing his findings as a new ghost story in Kazamatsuri. From here, Baraki leaves out his emotional responses and lies down the facts in order. That way, it will be easier for me to dissect everything logically. In the classroom filled with excitement, something happens. Okay. It's 3:55 in the afternoon. Oh, this is like... He's telling me like what happened back then. What students told him, basically. So okay, so this is unreliable narration right now, because this is something that his classmates told him. So that's what they believe happened. The classroom clock falls and shatters into bits. It's just around the time where they are getting all fired up about the curse of Asahi Haruka. So someone just jokes, maybe it's a curse doing. Of course, it's the guys who make the most fuss going on about curse that. Since the classroom clock is broken, the rest of the times he gives me are whenever he checked the time on his watch. 3:57. Crack forms in the window, a straight line across. After one former homeroom teacher cleans up the broken pieces of the clock, he leaves the classroom to get packing tape for mending the window. Though they think someone from the courtyard threw a rock, they didn't see many people outside because of the rainy weather. 3:58. Another window cracks. Combined with the gloomy weather, the atmosphere in the classroom takes a turn. The girls so quiet, there's so eerie silence in the air. Most of the guys so quiet too, but some of them still makes noise about the curse. With the mood having taken a nosedive, perhaps they did so to bring some life back into the room. Ironically though, the commotion only serves to reinforce the idea that perhaps it truly is the curse. 4 p.m. Two of the room fluorescent bulbs shatter. Some of the glass shards fall onto some students, causing a ruckus over whenever anyone got hurt. The girls were terrified by now. Some race out into the corridor to call the teacher. Some of the others start cleaning up the fragments. Though most of them remained dead silent, others start whispering among themselves, agitated from what just happened. The sound of the storm silences the classroom. Panicked voices come and go, like the lightning strikes. 4:01 p.m. The teacher returns and assesses the situation. After that, another 3 or so windows crack. One of them sustains a network of cracks, like a spider web. The windows looks particularly dangerous, so everyone else distances themselves from them. The teacher checks to make sure it wasn't anyone's doing. After this, the classroom descends into further chaos. Some starts crying. Just as the teacher approaches the window to check outside, all the other light bulbs in the room shattered, showering the room in the glass shards. Yeah, see, like, I cannot explain this shit. Like, why is this happening? It makes no sense in Lucia's case. What if there were like 2 Asahi Harukas in reality? What if like there's like one Asahi Haruka that like kills stuff by hand in the another Asahi Haruka that like, I don't know, breaks stuff with mind? What if like it was just not one person? What if like there is some kind of like Lucia's friend from the past somewhere in the shadows or something? Huh. Like, this is weird as fuck. Everyone shrieks from the soundburst. Like what if like there's like another Asahi Haruka basically that is like protecting? I would call like this second Asahi Haruka, because it might be like, I don't know, someone. But anyway, so we have like Asahi Haruka, aka Lucia, that like have a legend around her to like kill stuff, basically, and everyone is like scared of her. And we have like her friend, basically, from like maybe also orphanage, that have ability to like destroy stuff with mind. And this person is using this ability to like scare and punish people that talk bad about Lucia, basically, because she doesn't want to see her friend being hurt. So she's like punishing everyone so they can like shut up, basically. Something like that, you know? Does that sound like valid theory? Does it make sense? Probably. I mean, there's no red truths in this. There's no Beatrice to tell me that I cannot say this. Everyone shrieks when the sun bursts. The teacher determines that something dangerous is in the classroom and orders everyone to get out. Regardless of what the teacher told them, they're already rushing to escape the room on their own, thanks to the panic from the sudden explosion of the light bulbs. But also that would mean like this person who's like making like things explode is like even now like following Lucia around basically. And if like there's someone talking or like she's like she or he, we don't know who this really is. If this person like sees someone talking about Asahi Haruka, he's just like, this person is like instantly just like, yeah, let's just like destroy shit around them and scare the fuck out of them. So they stop talk. Yeah. So it's kind of like pacifist as well. Like this person is not trying to kill anyone, just scare others. So like they will like leave like Asahi Haruka alone. Anyway, they already rushed to escape thanks to the panic from the sudden explosion of the light bulbs. People start tripping and falling over, only adding to the chaos. The students are pale and hysterical, rambling about curse of Asahi Haruka. So all that happened in the span of 5 minutes. That meant supernatural phenomena occurred one after another in just 5 minutes. I can even imagine the sheer pandemonium coming from their fun little reunion. Baraki adds that all those phenomena occurred solely in 4-1 classroom and nowhere else. Okay?
そりゃ本当か、嘘くせえな。
本当ですって。マジシャレになんなかったっすよ。半端ですよ。
Okay, so that was actually, so he was there actually too. So it's like his statement as well. Okay. I thought like this is like from his interviews, but that was actually about the reunion. Okay. Okay. Well, what happened after that?
その後はもうあわあわしたまま自然解散ってか。いや、他の教室に集まって一応締めをやったんすかね。俺は先生に捕まってしつこく疑われたっす。
I mean, yeah, some random guy just like got into the class for 1 for the reunion and like some weird shit started happening. Of course he would be like pulled out. Also, that also means like now, not only this person is like following Lucia around to like see if like anyone getting interested in her or something, but also constantly monitoring other people from the class for 1. Like this person must know, it's like perfect stalker. Like this person knows exactly where all like 4-1 students like living, and this person is just like, yeah, let's fuck up this house, this house, this house, and that house. It's kind of insane. Apparently, the teacher thought that Baraki came in and brought up the story about the cursed girl, and then rigged everything that happened as a prank to try and scare everyone. It was far too easy for him to prove his innocence, though. In a classroom with 20-something other students, not a single one could pinpoint any mastermind behind what happened. The reunion was called off, and Baraki left on his own, which is why he couldn't get any more interviews from people. In the middle of the drizzling rain, Baraki traveled back home. Just as something had shattered the glass in the room, it also shattered the fun and happiness of the reunion. He was jumpy and afraid of being gotten wrapped up in something truly fearful. Unable to comprehend the eerie events, he felt uneasy. Because of some strange sense of fatigue and his confusion, he couldn't even process what has happened. Do not wake me up. Okay, we're on the other again. Huh? I suddenly hear those words, but how? There's no one else around in the middle of this rain. Was I just hearing things? Also, yeah, like, so I thought like Lucia was like seeing Asahi Haruka because it was like her like basically mirror image, basically like her subconsciousness. But it doesn't explain then why this guy can some randomly hear her. Wait, what? Suddenly something yanks my arm from behind and can't just be my imagination. Okay, so she's actually here. Behind me is a little girl. Okay. The grip on my arm is strong, like she absolutely won't let me escape. Okay, never mind, so he actually met her. Like, physically, okay. Okay. Why are you saying this though? This is a thing also today, but I thought like it's a thing today because her subconsciousness is like closed off. It didn't seem like it was closed off back then. Oh wait, what if... What if this girl that's saying do not wake me up is not Asahi Haruka, but this is the other girl that like makes stuff explode? What if this is the one that protects actually the Asahi Haruka? And this is not so this is not Lucia. So this is the other person. So this is the other girl, I guess. Her hair is done in old-fashioned bow cut. At a glance, she could be someone I saw at the reunion. But Baraki knew that there was no such girl at the reunion earlier. As much as he didn't want to admit it, he already had an inkling of who this girl was, and who not to wake up. This only severed to his strength and his suspicion. Served, yeah. She refuses to let him escape. Even now, she still has a solid grip on his arm, with no intention of letting go. Also, this is interesting. Like, you can already say that this person, this girl, is like ability user. Like, she's strong, even though she's like way younger than Baraki. Like, he cannot escape basically from her grip. This is not normal. Just from her grip on my arm, an inexplicable sense of dread fills me. This isn't just my imagination. Also, yeah, if that would be Lucia, basically, if that would be Asahi Haruka, then this guy would be dead. Because she cannot touch anyone. Right? Unless she just grabbed him through his clothes. But anyway, I don't think that's her then. So this is actually another person. So we have like two Asahi Harukas. Or whatever like we call this one. I'm a little bit confused why the split personality of Lucia, Asahi Haruka. I know it's getting complicated as fuck. Thanks, Rikishi. The one that talked to Lucia in her room in the previous episode also said, do not wake me up, otherwise you will. So it indicates that the subconsciousness is this person, this young girl. But from the events that's happening here, it doesn't make sense. Is there like any possibility that... Oh, wait. It makes no fucking sense. Why would they say the same thing? Oh, maybe just Lucia is just paranoid. In the way like... her subconscious is saying the same thing as this girl. But does not really mean that. You know, it's just something that Lucia believes she should hear. But this is actually a thing for this other person. Also, do not wake me up, otherwise you... Like, this makes no sense for the other person though. I don't know, let's just continue. I'm confused right now. I think I'm complicated things way too much. Although it doesn't look like anything happening, I feel a dual numbing pain creeping on my arm, as if suffering from frostbite. Just as I forcefully jerk my arm back, I hear a cacophony of noises as a shower of glass rains upon the asphalt. Thanks to the gloomy weather, the street lamps had turned on a little earlier than usual. Except, I can count as many bulbs shattered as there are lamps. It only serves to highlight just how dim it has gotten. Okay. When I look up to see why, I notice another big anomaly. The big billboard on the edge of the roof of the general store right beside me began shaking violently, even though the wind is barely picking up. Okay, that's weird. But there's no way the huge billboard should be shaking when it bolted so firmly in place. I must be seeing things. He refused to believe it, which is why the signboard collapses and falls down to the edge of the roof. Why? What? So you do not explode stuff. Also, scrap the thought actually about not trying to hurt people, because she clearly tried to almost like murder this guy with this billboard. I feel like yeah. I feel like she's just trying to like scare people away, but from Lucia, but it doesn't seem like the case. So you do not destroy stuff with your mind. Because billboard did not explode basically. It was shaking, so I don't know. Okay, I got interrupted again, sorry. The water that had accumulated on the billboard sprays onto the air. When he sees the spectacle, the first thing he thinks is, it's so pretty. It's rather leisurely thought, considering his predicament. If anything, it is absurd, so the billboard crashes right into him. The billboard slides down the eaves of the roof and lands surely by his feet. It then bounces, and the corner smashes against its head. Still, he was lucky. Had the billboard come down upon him with more force, it certainly would have pierced all the way through his flesh, if he was not so lucky. Who knows what would have happened to his skull? He doesn't have any memory of losing consciousness, but by the time he comes to, the strange girl is already gone. All that is left is unceasing rain and the fallen billboard testifying to what has happened. Okay, so maybe actually she did not try to kill him, but just scared, but that was like a bit way too drastic. Now I think about this, like, why this billboard was shaking. Because first I thought like, you can like, I don't know, shutter and like stuff with your mind or something, but the billboard was shaking, so I got confused, what the fuck. So what if like, it's like telekinesis basically, like she tries to grab the billboard basically and it was shaking it. She was shaking it basically to like yoink it from the base basically and like throw it on the ground. And that's why like glass can shatter too, because she can like just punch stuff or like grab stuff with her mind basically. Something like that. We are really going like supernatural now. I don't think like there's like any like psychic related power in Rewrite so far. Right? Yeah, I think so. This is kind of busted. All that is left is unceasing rain and the fallen billboard testifying to what just happened. And she was so young here, so imagine how strong it must be now. If she trained this or something. And on the stream of blood training down his brow. I wonder if she's a member of Guardian. Or maybe no one found her actually. Maybe they cannot find her. This another ASAHI HARUKA. Maybe no one can find her. Like, there's like things that, like, the sentence that she's saying about don't wake me up does not work with my theory about Lucia's split personality, because it's clearly some other superpower. So it's another person that seems to want to scare people away from Lucia. But they're saying the same thing, and this is like confusing me as fuck. Does she have like twin sister or something? Are we going with the twin sister theory now? Or something. Anyway. Ah.
お店の人が出てきてペコペコ謝るわ。喧嘩か何かと間違えられて通行人は立ち止。
Among the people who witnessed, it was probably all alumnos from class 4-1, or maybe one of their friends. That only added to the ghost story that the billboard fell and hurt someone. Is that all?
はい。 終わりっす。取材はそれで終わり。この朝日はるかの階段ってやつは遊び半分で触れちゃいけない。
情けねえな。雨が降ってたんだろ。雷の一つや二つもあっただろ。きっとその影響で、なんだ。あるいは突風の仕業とかな。ほら、昔から言うだろ。かまいたちとか。
Okay. Not sure what the chili pepper has to do with it, but I can see where he's getting it. Even though that happened one after another in short of succession, who's to say that it was just a series of unfortunate events? Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking from the perspective of the reader who knows the supernatural exists, but from their perspective, I mean, okay, Haruki also knows that supernatural exists, but this logic is like, I guess, like, normal. It just makes sense. What they say, like, it's possibility. Until we have definitive proof, and this supposedly paranormal phenomenon can easily be explained away by a coincidence. This is like devil's proof in Umineko. Like, if you watched my Umineko playthrough, like the moment when they took away the devil proof from me and my Furies, I just got devastated. Like, I had so many Furies and I was like, yeah, devil proof, bitch. And then they suddenly, nope, can't do that. Jesus, that just like made like my life so harder on Umineko then. And then we had Nox, which like destroyed me even further, but we managed to like find stuff out. Anyway, yeah, took a lot of effort and time, but we figured stuff out. Still, the store owner crewed a consolidation. Doesn't nothing to leave Baraki's spirits.
あの少女はきっと階段の主だったんすよ。
Yeah, if she's real, she's like, wonder how younger than you she is then. What age she would be now? We must find her. Of course, we're like no one here is suspecting Lucia for being Asahi Haruka, because from their perspective it makes no sense, right? But if like he's claiming he had a meeting with this little girl and like this is real, we must find her. She's the key. So we are now on the hunt for the another person. We are trying to find out who this person is. The heart. Do you mean this girl is the girl that the story is talking about?
はい。
その階段の朝日なんとかって女だっての
Yeah.
か。
They think it's Asahi, but I don't think
そ
so.
んなバカな。
It's probably someone else.
朝日はるかは花に触れれば枯れさせて生き物に触れれば殺してしまい。
That's how the story goes, alright?
見せられたなんてまどろっこしい言い方やめろ。
Oh.
つまり。
Yeah, you haven't told us
なんだ
that.
ってんだ。
見せられたんす。
Oh, so you met with her? With Asahi Haruka then?
いえ、正確な言い方じゃない。見せつけられ。
It was shown to you. By who? How? See it? See what? Neither I nor the store owner got what he means, so we stand there wide-eyed for a moment. All of a sudden, Baraki's straws roll up on his sleeves. He exposed his slim upper arm to the two of us. What exactly does he plan on doing by showing it to us?
ほら。よく見てもらえるっすか。だいぶ薄くなったんですけど。まだ残ってるっす。
Oh, wait. So, so this little girl actually infected him with something? So is this little girl really also Asahi Haruka? So it's the same person? So it's Lucia? Wait. How the fuck does that explain the light bulbs then and everything? What?
貧弱な腕してやがんな。この青っちょろい腕が。
ほら。
I gasp. Right here on his arm, it's unmistakable.
朝日はるかが俺の腕を掴んだ時の跡っす。
Oh, okay, so it's not like you got like actually like any kind of like disease or something. Like So it's just a scar from when you got like actually grabbed by her. So it just confirms that she had super strength. Okay, so 2 other people still valid, and it makes more sense. On his arm is a distinct pale purple mark. It's around the size and the shape of Lutka's hand, gripping the arm. Yeah, but also this is weird that it did not like fade away. I guess if he was like hurt enough, then this is a scarring. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, he said this is a scar.
バカ力で握られて朝になったのと違うのか?
Yeah, that's what I thought. So what do you mean like it's
確
not?
かにちょっと強い力では握られましたけど、
Oh, okay.
あざになるほどじゃ
Okay, never mind then.
あれであざになってたら、兄貴に小づかれてるだけであざだらけになってるっすよ。
No matter how hard someone grabs you, any mark they leave shouldn't be last for the whole 4 years, unless it's a scar. But yeah, if he said like it was not that strong actually, then that must... I'm so fucking confused right now. What? Despite that, the mark is still pretty clear. It's just a vaguely shaped scar either. The traces of the scar are distinct, with the shape of each finger visibly defined. This is what remains of the proof, a sign from ASAHI HARUKA herself, warning not wake her up. So, first of all, it makes no fucking sense that like stuff is exploding if this little girl was like actually Lucia. It makes 0 sense because her power would be like to kill stuff with her touch with like I assume disease or something because Shizuru can counter fight this. So I have still no idea what's going on with the bulbs and stuff. But also what's interesting that this guy got like actually infected or something and he leaves. This is just insane. How? We know how potent like whatever Lucia is, so how are you even alive? I mean, she grabbed you from like through like clothes, right? So maybe that helped you, but still. The store owner digs his heels in, insisting that this is nothing but coincidence, and that there's no such things as curses. But I feel like the more we insist on it, the more evidence shows up to force us to admit that this is the curse. Even if we explain every single occurrence, that mere existence of the casualty between the search for ASAHI HARUKA identity and these paranormal events that constantly get in our way might be proof in itself. Judging purely from his story, you can say that the scar on his arm was left by the heart of this story, ASAHI HARUKA. In other words, ASAHI HARUKA does exist. Whenever someone tries to discover her identity, she interferes with the investigation. That would be a takeaway here, at least. 4 years ago, at the reunion when Baki tried to look into it, paranormal phenomena occurred. He tried to publish the article to spread the story, which up until now had been just a memory, to reminiscence and joke about for the graduates of the 4-1. So then ASAHI HARUKA heard about that, what he was doing and got in the way? Thanks to the events of the reunion, that had originally been a mere ghost story was made taboo. No one spoke of it again, and it was to be forgotten. In fact, that's pretty much what happened. And then I showed up, and bring up the story again after the letter of the ORS catches my interest. Because of that, the graduates of the class 4-1 once again experienced the same paranormal phenomena, recurring their past trauma of the reunion. Okay, one moment. So maybe it's still like it must be 2 different people. Like if like this person have like psychic powers, like I can just explain this like long-lasting scar by just like grabbing like his skin or like under his skin with psychic powers, not just pure strength. And when like Billboard fell and he like yoinked out his hand, like it just ripped off like some of his skin basically. Even though he was like not aware of this, maybe. Like, he got, like, maybe unconscious at some point after, like, being hit by the billboard. He got to the hospital and bandages and stuff, and he haven't seen that. And then he just, like, so, like, oh, I have scarring from this. And he assumed it was just because of the curse. That works too, right? Yeah, I think that works too. I'm so confused right now. That's about enough that even Yoshino is shaking in fear. That means she should be showing up sooner or later. There was a mysterious girl that appeared before Baraki when he was poking around. She told him directly to wake her up, and warned him with the hand-shaped scar on his arm. Well then, I wouldn't be surprised if she shows up for me anytime now. Well, that whoever that is, like making stuff explode, is watching you right now, it seems. Jesus, I think my cat just went into fight outside. I can hear like cats, Jesus. Suddenly I hear a drop booping sound. Yeah, definitely some random cat just like decided to invade territory of my cat. Yeah, 100%. The sound of glass fragments falling and shattering onto the floor echoes through the room. Even though the store owner and us, the store owner and us too, has been arguing about the curse's existence, and turns the events causes him to go entirely silent, as if the power had just gone out. Well, it really did seem like the power went out. As for why, it's because one of the lights in the store went out, along with the sound familiar.
兄貴
The gaze of dart above the ceiling, Baraki noticed something and points. Oh yeah, I know. He's pointing the shell in the lamp like, but one of the light bulbs has shattered. Did it blow just now?
割れたさ
And the other one. Yep, this person's like watching you, like from outside somewhere, from shadows. Okay, so should we like enhance our eyes maybe and try to find this person? Even still, the store owner refuses to admit the situation. I mean, okay, like, they still think it's a curse, not a superpower. So, like, Haruki will... God damn it, White Album too. Kotaro. Kotaro... basically... will not think about enhancing his eyes to find the culprit here. But yeah. Even still, the store owner refused to admit the situation. No, maybe it's because the three of us are so focused on it. The other bulbs in the cylinder starts hissing and burst one after another. As we stare blankly, the other fluorescent bulbs in the store explode all at once. The fragments of the bulbs fall on us. We shield our heads and shards shower us like rain. It's as if the very sky is shattering and falling on us. It feels like the world itself is coming to an end. Okay. Eventually we realize that everything is dead silent. The cafe is dark now, only serving as the reminder that just about all the lights inside have blown. All that left is the owner, clearly bewildered what just happened, and Baraki. He shrieks in abject terror, just like the others graduates from 4-1.
やっぱダメなんすよ朝日はるかの話はダメなんだもう勘弁してください
荒木落ち着けボケお客さんすみませんね後片付けしなくちゃならね
The owner still isn't admitting the curse is real. Still, he more or less recognizes that his store's lights are broke because I start talking about Asahi Haruka. That's why he's telling me to cut the conversation short and leave. I can totally see where he's coming from. I stand up and apologize for causing him trouble and take my leave. I have no other choice. Outside, the rain is pouring down with a nasty gust of wind. I'm very curious if like this is the part where we are going to actually find this person. That's like protecting Lucia basically from like, you know, other people talking about Asahi Haruka, so they will not bring her pain basically. Like, will not make her... Oh, so maybe this person is actually working with Guardians as like protector of like Lucia, hidden identity or something? Because you can use fear factor to stop spreading rumors. And if they sealed away basically Lucia memories with Shizuru power, and they don't want them to be resurfaced, then she can even use the same words. She can like pretend to be Asahi Haruka basically. That's why the lines are the same, because she pretends in the stead of Lucia that she's Asahi Haruka. So it brings more fear. And then she's using her like telekinetic power basically to like destroy stuff. Does that make sense? Probably, maybe. I don't know. You tell me, but I will leave this night here for now. We'll see what will follow next time. We got very interesting stuff happening. I talked about a lot of theories actually, but yeah. I would assume that this is the night when we are going to meet this person. So I'm very curious who it's going to be. Is it going to be some new character? Someone we know from Guardian maybe? Maybe it's one of Gen's people? I don't know, maybe it's a short little guy. There's something. No, it's not a guy, it's a girl, so... I don't know. But I would assume we are about to find out, so I will just leave it here, and I will see you in the next one. So yeah, thank you everyone, and I will see you in the next one, yeah. Click the like button if you liked the episode, subscribe for more, check my Discord, and become a member if you would like to support me and see episodes earlier. Thank you once again, and for now Pocket Watch, that's going out.